Hello everyone, this is Jasnoor. Today we'll be looking at Percy Bysshe Shelley's To a Skylark poem. It was written in 1820 and is a lyric, which means a poem that is both musical and expressive and which focuses on the poet's emotional responses to the world outside the self and his relationship to that world. This poem is also known as an ode, meaning the poem again expresses emotions and can be sung. The poet addresses the skylark, a small European bird that sings only when in flight, usually when too high to be visible to human eye. This, in fact, has an important implications later in the poem. Thematically, To a Skylark contains three distinct parts. Lines 1 to 30 describing the flight of the skylark, lines 31 to 60 in which the poet attempts to find a fitting analog for the bird and its song, and lines 61 to 105 in which the poet asks the bird to teach humanity about its secret joy. This poem has 21 stanzas in total. All right, let's dig in. Stanza 1. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it purest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Blithe means cheerful, free, and wort is just a way of saying were. Unpremeditated means spontaneous. Here, the speaker hails the skylark as a cheerful spirit rather than just a bird. Its song seems spontaneous and overflowing. Higher still and higher, from the earth thou springest, like a cloud of fire. The blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. The skylark keeps soaring higher, like a fiery cloud, singing continuously. Springest here means to leap. Wingest means to fly. So the bird is singing and soaring and singing and soaring. The bird is flying toward an elevation, toward the ideal. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, over which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. At sunset, the skylark moves like pure, bodiless joy just beginning its race. The sunken sun here is the setting sun. Unbodied means more of an emotion and without a physical body. So here, the skylark is considered a spirit, a spiritualized voice of nature. The pale purple even melts around thy flight, like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. In the soft purple evening, the bird is unseen, yet audible and ecstatic. That shrill delight is that piercing high sound. The presence of this bird is beyond sight, and it can only be heard, not seen. Keen as are the arrows of that silver sphere, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn clear, until we hardly see, we feel that it's there. The song is is as keen as moonbeams that grow faint at dawn, but they are still felt. The speaker is trying to say that your notes, your songs, are as sharp as the moon's rays, which are clear, which at clear dawn are hardly seen, but they are always felt. So the silver sphere here is the moon. All the earth and air with thy voice is loud, as when night is bare from one lonely cloud, the moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. The song fills the world like flooding moonlight from a single cloud. The speaker is trying to say that earth and air are loud with your voice, as moonbeams overflow heaven from a lone cloud on a bare night. What thou art we know not, what is most like thee? From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see. The speaker is trying to say that we can't quite capture what the skylark is. Its melody showers are like drops. And we don't know, the speaker says, that what you are, skylark. Even rainbow clouds aren't as bright as the rain of melody that comes from you or that pours from you. As from thy presence showers a rain of melody. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. The skylark is like a hidden poet whose song wakes up the world's sympathies, like a concealed poet singing unbidden. You move the world to feel hopes and the fears that people have ignored. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music, sweet as love, which overflows her bower. So here, the speaker is trying to say that, like a noble maiden in a tower, in a high tower palace, the skylark's private music overflows with love. Just like a high-born maiden making secret music to soothe her love-laden heart. So here we see some romantic seclusion. Love-laden means full of love. Bower is the chamber, um, the lady's own chamber. So this stanza talks about that intimate feeling and atmosphere that the skylark is creating. Like a glowworm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view. Like an unseen glowworm casting light around it, you're like a golden glowworm in a dewy atmosphere, scattering hidden radiance on grass and flowers. Unbeholden means unseen. Hue is the color, the light. So here, skylark has been described as the hidden source of glow or light. Like a rose embowered in its own green leaves, by warm winds deflowered till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet these heavy-winged thieves. So here, the like a rose enclosed in leaves, you give off empowering fragrance while winds and bees visit you. A rose embowered means sheltered, whose scent, stirred by warm winds and coveted by heavy winged thieves, which are the bees here. The heavy winged thieves are the bees, makes one faint with sweetness. So here, there's the scent of beauty, which can't be seen, but the scent can be sensed. The sweetness can be sensed. Sound of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain awakened flowers, all that ever was, joyous and clear and fresh, thy music doth surpass. The skylark's music surpasses all spring sounds and sights. That's how musical, that's how great the melody is. It is more joyous than vernal showers. Vernal means springtime showers. Twinkling grass, that glistening, shining grass, rain awakened flowers. Your music exceeds all that's fresh and clear. Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine. I have never heard praise of love or wine that panted forth a flood of rapture so divine. The speaker begs to know the skylark's sweet thoughts greater than praises of love or wine. Teach us, the speaker says, what thoughts you have. Never did songs of love or wine pour out such divine rapture. Sprite means spirit. Rapture is the feeling of ecstasy. Chorus, hymeneal, or triumphal chant, matched with thine would be all, but an empty want, a thing wherein we feel there is some hidden want. Even triumphant or wedding songs are empty beside the skylarks. The choruses of a marriage or triumph would be just boasting next to your song. They wouldn't feel real. And hymeneal means related to wedding. Vaunt, vaunt means to boast. So here the speaker is comparing something that humans have, which seems to be artificial, but what the skylark has is natural and authentic. What objects are the fountains of thy happy strain? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain? Now there's a casket of questions about what feeds the skylark's happiness. What is it that makes you so happy, O skylark? What fields, waves, mountains, skies? What fountains here mean the source? What is the source of your happiness? Here, the speaker is trying to seek the origin of joy. The speaker is curious about that painlessness. How do you not feel the pain of human life? How do you not feel the pain as the pain that humans feel? How are you so happy, Skylark? With thy clear, keen joyance, languor cannot be. shadow of annoyance never came near thee. Thou lovest, but never knew love's sad satiety. The skylark's joy seems free of fatigue, there's no annoyance, and all there is pure love, pure filling love, with such clear joy. You know, no languor. It means there's there's no want of more. There's no listlessness. There's just joy. Um, but never suffer love's weary satiety. It means um, the the tiredness that could come from love, from being human. You never suffer that. Your emotion is just pure emotion. So here, the speaker is contrasting Skylark's feeling of joy and fullness with human limitation. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than we mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? The bird must think of death more truly than humans do, else the speaker wonders, how is the bird so clear about everything? Awake or asleep, the skylark must hold true deep thoughts of death. How else could your notes flow so crystal clear? So D means to consider, crystal stream means a very pure flow. Um, Now, here, the speaker thinks that, or the speaker wants to say that, the skylark is much more wise about mortality, about death, than humans are. We look before and after and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. Now, the previous stanza, stanza 17, will be clearer after this explanation for the 18th. The human condition is divided and pained. Our sweetest songs are tinged with sadness. So the speaker is trying to say that our sweetest songs, our songs are only that sweet when there is sadness in them. We look before and after, and pine means long for what's not. Our sincerest laughter carries pain. Fraught means laden or carrying. Our sweetest songs tell of saddest thoughts. So, again, we can sing that sweetly only when there's pain in our thoughts, in our voice, in our heart. Yet, if we could scorn, hate, and pride and fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. Now, this is a paradox here. Without suffering, we might not even approach the skylark's joy. So that's what the speaker is trying to say here, that in order to be that happy, we need to suffer, we need to feel that pain. If we could scorn means reject, hate, pride, and fear, and never shed tears, never cry, I don't know how we could come near your joy. So that's why there's this condition that the speaker is talking about. So the cost of joy is all of these things: hate, pride, the feelings of fear and crying. So the speaker is trying to compare that for humans, we can only get to the joy at your level only if we go through all this suffering and pain and fear and pride. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet were, thou's corner of the ground. The skylark's skill would be more valuable to a poet than music or books. Better than the best measures of the treasures of books, um, who use corn to the ground. It means the um, it means all of these treasures. Sorry for a little pause here. I just got distracted. Um, so better than the best measures or the treasures of books would be your gift. Um, the speaker is trying to say that you would reject all of them, those treasures or the best gifts that we have, but your skill, it would be more valuable than all of those things. And here the speaker is trying to say that the value of your skill, of your song, is more than anything on earth. You are a living inspiration over some art that is learned on earth. Final stanza. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then as I'm listening now. In this final stanza, there's a plea, there's a request. O Skylark, teach me half your gladness, so my own inspired madness would seek, have, get the world's attention. Please give me, please shower me with half your gladness, your joy. Then such harmonious madness, which is creativity, would flow from me if I get an ounce of your gladness. The harmonious madness, which is the creativity, it would flow out of me, and the world would listen to me. The world would listen to me with that love as I'm listening to you now. I hope you enjoyed